let's get this started. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today. We're going to kick off the latest in our series of Insightly product webinars with a focus on advanced list segmentation in Insightly marketing. We'll show you how to maximize the benefits of this new functionality to target customers more effectively with your marketing, nurture relationships, and drive conversion. I'm Melinda Prescher, Insightly's Senior Product Marketing Manager. I'm really happy to have two excellent, really talented guests here with me today. Our customer, Jordan Horn, is Barrier Company's Email Campaign Marketing Manager, and I'll interview her about how she's using advanced list segmentation to drive pipeline for her sales teams. Rebecca Mahari, my friend and colleague here from Insightly, is here too. She's going to walk us through a live demo of the segmentation functionality so you can see it in action and get a sense of how customers that Rebecca talks to every single day think about advanced list segmentation. So let's walk through the agenda. I'll start with a quick introduction just to talk through why it is just so important to start thinking about advanced segmentation as an integral part of your marketing effort. And then I'll spend some time talking about what it is, show you the segmentation parameters you can work with in Insightly, and talk about best practices and just really think through what you can do to maximize your effort here. Then Rebecca will jump in with her point of view and the demo, and then I'll interview Jordan and we will wrap things up. So I can speak from experience on list segmentation as a marketer. No marketer wants to waste precious email efforts doing spray and pray campaigns to their entire database. It is a waste of time and effort as a marketer because you're just not going to get very good results from it. And it doesn't tell a very good story to leadership about how you're intelligently using your data to improve the quality of your marketing programs. And what you'll see with both Jordan and Rebecca is that the demographic and behavioral criteria that you're already capturing in Insightly flows between the CRM and Insightly to help your marketing team much more quickly and easily choose relevant criteria that allow them to hone in on the right audience and ultimately drive higher quality pipeline for sales, which helps them convert. Advanced segmentation is achieved in Insightly by quickly and easily creating lists that pull in new prospects or customers, or even remove them based on the criteria that you set, which are determined by the characteristics of the audience that you want to target. It's important to note that contacts can not only be pulled into a list, but they can also be dynamically removed when one of those criteria changes and they no longer fit the profile that's relevant for the mailing that you want to do. You can use this for one-off emails, but it's also really useful for multi-touchpoint nurturing campaigns as well. Insightly automatically updates contacts in your lists in real time as contacts fit the criteria or move out based on the data that you have in Insightly. So what are those criteria? What do you have to work with here? I've categorized them into two types for you to consider: demographic criteria and behavioral criteria. These are available to you in Insightly Marketing in very simple, easy to use dropdowns, which you can then use to set up your lists. So when you think about targeting, you presumably want to be able to segment based on identifiers like title, role, industry, or geographic location, all of those characteristics that are on your org, prospect, contact, or lead fields. In addition to that, you want to segment based on actions that users take when they interact with your email communications or your webinars or your websites and more. So you think about this: if people are reading your emails, are they reading them or are they not? Are they requesting demos or more information from your website? Are they viewing YouTube videos on your site? Are they registering for webinars and attending them? You can very easily pull in these criteria from the dropdowns, I mean, literally in minutes, to create lists from the contacts or prospects that you have in Insightly. And the reality is that once you know what your customers and prospects are doing and how they're interacting with your digital properties, you have more information about how to take the right next step in your communication with them and make it much more relevant. As long as you're capturing the data in Insightly, there's really almost no limit to the use cases that you have at your disposal. So let's look at some of the examples that I've set up here using the criteria. So on the left, I've got a list of use cases in which you're thinking about creating new lists for campaigns that you want to run. For example, you might want to identify California-based marketing directors from manufacturing firms that have submitted a form on your website for additional follow-up. Or you might want to put prospects into a list, people who've attended webinars or downloaded content like ebooks from your site into a new journey to share even more information with them about different products or other services that you provide. You may also want to add users to different types of journeys or sequences, such as onboarding or best practices or upsell sequences or promotional sequences. You may also want to create a journey for older leads that didn't convert previously, but you might want to try to re-engage with them and restart the conversation. And looking at the right side of the slide, there may also be times when you want to use advanced segmentation to make the quality of your list higher by removing users at the right time. For example, you may want to have prospects removed automatically from a list if they've received 3 emails and not opened any of them. So clearly in that case, they probably aren't interested in that particular cadence. So let's get them out of there. You may also want to remove addresses that bounce or make sure to specify that visitors who are visiting your career page aren't actually getting signed up for a product journey. You may also want to suppress competitor email addresses from your mailings or suppress webinar registrants from upcoming promotional emails, encouraging them to sign up for the same webinar. The point here is that you're getting more control and more precision over who you're adding to a list and who you're removing. So you're getting the right message to the right audience. Here's some food for thought as you start to work on your own segmentation strategies. I've read that if you can't explain a segmentation in 3 adjectives or in 3 dimensions, that it's too complex. Simplicity and practicality should really be your guiding principles here. And that really feeds into the next point. So start small and build over time. Jordan will talk about how she did that. She was brought in to barrier companies to create email segmentation strategies, but she didn't try to solve every single problem at once. She's built her program over time and will continue to refine as she gains more learnings through the program. You can also use A/B and multivariate testing, which are also available to you through Insightly Marketing to help you test messaging and generate additional insights into where you should take your plan in the future. Also, don't be afraid to incorporate sales feedback. What is sales hearing in the field? What are the ways that they shift and shape their messaging as they're having sales conversations? What objections are they hearing? What are value-based outcomes that really resonate for your audience? There are tons of great learnings coming from sales that you as a marketer can integrate. And finally, realize that as you create a number of new journeys, there might be users who end up on multiple lists. Watch your unsubscribes, be careful about email fatigue. And so that really is to say, take a look at your email effort holistically. Okay, so now we're going to jump into the demo. I'm going to stop sharing now and I will hand it over to Rebecca, who will give a little bit of a deeper dive on her background and experience and then talk you through the demo.
Thank you, Melinda. And hello, everyone. My name is Rebecca. I'm a growth account executive, and I work with existing customers to help them maximize their investment in Insightly and help them grow their businesses. Really excited to give you guys a quick snapshot of advanced list segmentation inside of Insightly Marketing today. I personally speak to hundreds of businesses in a variety of different industries, and many of them have the typical problem of not being able to generate enough leads and contacts through their email communication efforts. They tell me that they're not seeing the results that they want in their email campaigns, or they're struggling with engagement. And ultimately, that's leading to low ROI in their marketing efforts. Now, as they use Insightly Marketing, they've found success in working with our advanced segmentation tools to develop smaller targeted groups, create relevant messaging for them, and drive them into a sales cycle much quicker. But let's go ahead and explore a scenario together inside of the tool. Alrighty, so what you're seeing here is me inside of my list object inside of Insightly Marketing. My objective today is to reach out to sales executives to discuss marketing and sales alignment and see if they're interested in learning more about how we can help grow sales through improved pipeline development efforts. With that said, I've created this list today to target all of my vice presidents of sales, but more specifically, the ones who opened my last email. Because I can assume that if they opened my last email, they're potentially interested in continuing the conversation with me, or the timing just might be right. So now all I have to do is add in my criteria to the list. And I'll start by clicking add a new rule and put in my filter. In this case, that's going to be my title field, where this information is already being recorded inside of the CRM. Click add and save rules. And it's as simple as that. The beauty of our unified platform is really just showing itself here. As you can see, all of my VPs are automatically brought in just seconds, which means that you're not having to go outside of the system as you would when using outside marketing tools alongside of Insightly. This is crucial to save time and effort of switching between tools. But most importantly, this just makes it so much more efficient by giving me time back to spend on actually having these value-add conversations with my customers. Now, I want to add another filter here to see who opened my last email. As Melinda previously mentioned, there are a number of different use cases to explore with list segmentation. You're able to segment not only by demographic data such as title, but as you can see in the drop down here, there are so many different options for how you want to capture behavior from your prospects. Whether that be tracking things like opens, if they viewed your YouTube videos, and overall just seeing what your prospects choose to view, what they choose to visit, and even submit when it comes to your marketing content. In my example here, I'll go ahead and select prospect opened email and input the last email I sent to my VPs and the time frame in which they decided to view my email. Click add and save rules. And there you have it. My list just got so much smaller, which is perfectly okay, because what this allows me to do is send my more engaged bunch a more sales ready message with the call to action. And what that does is give me an opportunity to convert them into a lead at a much higher clip. Here, I'm focusing my energy on my most engaged customers and not wasting effort communicating with customers who might not be ready to engage yet. Which also means that I'm giving my prospects, my VPs in this example, a bit of a rest by not doing any additional outreach to them at a time when they just might not be ready to chat yet. So this is just one example, but as you saw in the drop down, there are so many different types of criteria that you can use to drive advanced segmentation inside of Insightly Marketing. And every single way is just as easy as what I demonstrated in this example here, which gives you a very easy way to improve your marketing through targeted and relevant messaging to further drive your success. I will hand it back over to you, Melinda. Thank you, everyone.
Hey, thank you, Rebecca, so much. That was really great. And it was just a great example of what we can do. So now let's actually move on to our interview with Jordan. And I'm really excited about this because I think there's going to be a lot of great information shared today. So Jordan, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you and barrier companies.
Thanks, Melinda. Hi, everyone. I'm Jordan Horn, and I am the email marketing campaign manager for Barrier Companies, or Barrier for short. The company was founded in 2008 and is headquartered in Kansas. Barrier Companies is actually comprised of barrier compliance services and barrier technologies. So Barrier Compliance Services specializes in life safety and fire code compliance and primarily serves healthcare facilities across the US. We offer inspections and repairs for fire and smoke doors, dampers, barriers, and other complementary services. Barrier Technologies is the company's new build division and includes operations in Kansas City, Denver, Dallas, Omaha, and Des Moines. So as a current email marketing campaign manager for Barrier, I focus on driving awareness and demand for our services via email campaigns and journeys, with the ultimate goal of generating pipeline by creating meetings for our sales team with decision makers in healthcare facilities. In a short period of time, less than a year, we've been able to start running a high volume of campaigns and insightly marketing with many different messaging work streams and a lot of different segments that we want to nurture and convert.
Got it. So you mentioned in less than a year, you've been able to kind of stand up this program. I'd love to have you talk through your background, not just how long you've been using Insightly, but kind of how you've been able to stand up the program.
Sure. I've been using Insightly CRM and marketing for a little over a year. I joined the Barrier team only 2 or 3 months after they had begun using Insightly. So I was brought on to lead the process of implementing email marketing strategies to help grow our business. So I've been closely involved in many of the steps that we've taken to leverage Insightly to grow our business. Insightly Marketing has been our preferred marketing platform for driving sales conversions. The CRM to marketing sync feature keeps our data clean and up to date, so we can be confident that the marketing campaigns we're running are targeting the right customers, the right audience segments at the right phase of their engagement with us. And because we trust the information running between the CRM and marketing, we're using Insightly Marketing regularly for nearly all of our email marketing outreach. And we found it to be really successful in helping us execute our strategies and grow our pipeline.
That's great. I'd love to have you dive deeper into your marketing initiatives. And let's maybe start with your target audiences. Who are you trying to reach?
Sure. Our objective is to provide healthcare facility directors or managers, life safety officers, and any other key personas with information about the services we offer. Ultimately, my objective with our email marketing is to give them the right message at the right time to compel them to speak with us about the life safety and fire code compliance solutions we provide to help them ensure that their facilities are compliant according to industry standards, as well as protected from devastating fire and smoke events.
Okay. Go a little deeper into the campaigns that you're driving to reach these people and how advanced segmentation helps you create more effective campaigns.
Yeah, so we use advanced segmentation to build dynamic and static lists for our campaigns. We're running about 12 campaigns a month to targeted lists ranging from 20 to 100 prospects and customers who are in specific industry compliance windows. So for example, healthcare facilities are required by CMS, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, to have their fire and smoke rated doors inspected annually in accordance with the NFPA's standards, which is the National Fire Protection Association. So we want to make sure that we are following up with our customers annually to ensure our customers' fire and smoke door inspection or repair needs are being met. This is something we would use dynamic and static lists for. We would use those targeted lists to nurture those prospect types that I mentioned previously, so hospital leadership roles, to communicate with them about what we offer. And ultimately, our call to action is book a meeting with sales so we can advance them through the pipeline.
Okay. And what are your segmentation criteria? What does that look like for your campaigns?
The main criteria that affect how our lists are built include the type of organization that we want to send to, the hospital's accreditation type, the state and metro that the hospital is located in, and the title of the person we are emailing. So for example, if one of our account managers is traveling to Denver, Colorado, meeting with prospecting or existing customers a week out of the month, we would want to send a targeted email to that area prior to their trip to help generate more appointments for that account manager. So we would build a dynamic list and set the segmentation criteria to pull prospects into our list based on the organization type. In this case, it would be hospitals, the metro area where our account manager will be located. In this case, it would be Denver, Colorado, and prospect data like the prospect's title, so facility director. The messaging in CTA or call to action is usually pretty similar for these targeted campaigns, with the goal being to let the recipient know when our account manager will be in the area taking appointments and offer them a complimentary review of their facility. Another example would be the segments used for communications between our account managers and channel partner account managers. So each of our account managers have a list of specific channel partner account managers that they work with to generate leads for business. The size of this list would be anywhere between 11 to 50 people, depending on the size of the market that our account manager works in. So I have a dynamic list segmented for each of our account managers to populate a list based on the contact's organization, title, industry vertical, and the barrier account manager they are assigned to. So for our account manager, John, his list is going to populate contacts that work for our channel partner, have the title account manager, their industry vertical is healthcare, and they're assigned to our salesperson, John. Now, say one of our channel partners, account managers on John's list gets a promotion and they become a district sales manager. That person's title would get changed in our CRM, which would automatically take that person out of the dynamic account manager list and move them into a separate dynamic list set up for channel partner district sales manager. The same thing would happen if the channel partner account managers switched industry verticals. Perhaps that person was working under healthcare for a long time, but this year they've moved to manufacturing. Changing their industry title in our CRM would take them out of the dynamic list that was set up specifically for healthcare. The messaging sent to our channel partner account managers varies, but a most recent example would be an educational email with information relevant to our customers. We recently sent an email campaign to healthcare account managers, our healthcare account managers list, to inform them of new healthcare compliance requirements that will take effect July 1st. This message gave them an overview of how the new requirements would impact hospitals, and the call to action prompted them to schedule a meeting with our account managers if they'd like more information on how it relates to our customers.
That's all really great detailed information that paints a very solid picture of what you're trying to do. How would you quantify the way advanced segmentation has helped your business?
So there are a couple things that this has solved for us. Before we started using digital marketing strategies within Sightly, we were dependent on channel partners to get sales appointments. So advanced segmentation allows us more control over who we target and when. Not only that, but our company's target audience tends to change facilities more frequently than you would expect, which is one of the reasons I like utilizing dynamic lists. When a customer's contact information gets updated by a member of our team, dynamic lists helps keep our customer lists updated with the latest information, so I can always trust that whatever information is being input into the CRM is translated into Insightly marketing, and my lists are updated accordingly. This works the same for dynamic lists set up for our channel partners, account managers that our team works with. This makes it not only easier for me to build marketing lists faster. Yesterday, I saved an hour building targeted lists using Insightly Marketing's advanced segmentation tool, but also trusting the accuracy of the data in those lists. The more targeted our lists are, the more likely we are to be providing prospects and customers with the content that suits their needs. And we're leveraging the unified platform to do it. And using advanced segmentation has doubled our leads pipeline, and we've seen 2 times the conversion since we started segmenting with Insightly Marketing.
Jordan, I love hearing those metrics. That is absolutely fantastic. Are you thinking about new ways to leverage and grow your marketing with advanced segmentation? I'm assuming yes, and I'd love to hear kind of what you've got in the hopper.
Yeah, so automated customer journeys is something our company has utilized in the past 4 to 5 months. I believe it's something we'll invest more time in as our customer base grows. I like that we can build automated customer journeys using the advanced list segmentation tools. Something I would really like to do in the future is create a customer journey that targets a dynamic list built to segment healthcare customers that we have completed a fire door inspection for. So fire door inspections are required annually in hospitals. Which means our account managers are reaching out to customers annually to ensure their needs are being met. So a customer journey in Insightly Marketing that targets this specific segment of customers would mean these conversations that our account managers are having annually with customers could be started automatically through email based on the customer's last annual inspection with us. I believe it could be very efficient and effective for our processes.
That is great. So I'd love to have you close this out with any learnings or best practices that you'd like to share.
Sure thing. The first thing I learned is that advanced segmentation tools keep our contact database clean by keeping prospects, customers, and channel partner team members in their appropriately segmented lists just by updating their information in the CRM. For example, I don't have to worry that one of our team members updated a hospital decision maker's title to retired, but forgot to mention it to me so that I could update my hospital list, because the unified CRM and marketing platform did it for me when our team member changed the decision maker's title. The other thing I would say is just get started with it. We started our email marketing efforts from the ground up. And when we started, we were really only sending 2 to 3 campaigns a month. And they were really only segmented by if the prospect or customer was in healthcare and the state that their facility was located in. Over time, we've kept up our efforts and have built out our program to where it is today. Last month, we sent around 12 different campaigns, and each had their own specific segmentation criteria. Now, of course, we are continually refining our processes so that we can do more, but especially do more of what works well. So just think of the process as iterative and build on it as you learn how your segmentation is performing. And don't be afraid to test and experiment with the segmentation features. They're so easy to use.
Jordan, I love all of that. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was really great to get your perspective and the detail that you've shared about how you've set this up and where you want to take it. It sounds really great.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today, and thanks everyone for watching.
Sure thing. So again, thanks so much to Jordan and to Rebecca for sharing their expertise today. So that brings us to the end of our discussion around advanced list segmentation. Thanks so much for the audience for joining. And our team would love to learn more about how we can help you reach your objectives and create more impact. So please don't hesitate to reach out and get in touch with us to kick off the conversation. Thank you so much.